The Bluetooth. Aux input model.
Vexation of the soul is vanity.
Easier for you to clear your non-commercial and small value items using our simplified declarations.
You can come back with a
You will
song.
be able to clear your goods without physically visiting the port or a warehouse for customs inspection, making your clearance experience even better. The pilot begins October 2022 across all marine public bonded warehouses. For further details, email Jamaica Customs at contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm or telephone 876-922-5140 to 8. We're here to serve you. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
The Issa Manning Cup schoolboy football competition is in full swing, and Power Play will bring you live reports and updates on the football matches. Listen to every Tuesday at 7:15 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM. Live reports will be brought to you by Chada Distributors Limited, KFC, and Alice Duane and Company Limited.
We started out this afternoon with the Persian apothegm, which we like to call knows and knows not for short, and paired that with Fool's Die by Peter Tosh. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 14th day of the 10th month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Put another way, it's the 14th day of the 5th month of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, and according to the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, on account of Tropical Storm Carl, tropical storm conditions are expected to spread over portions of southern Mexico beginning later today. Heavy rainfall could result in flash flooding and mudslides into this Heroes Weekend in Mexico. Closer to home, there's a tropical wave moving across Jamaica. Let's remind ourselves that a tropical wave is an elongated area of relatively low air pressure oriented to, north to south, but moves from east to west across the tropics. And once that movement takes place, it causes areas of cloudiness and thunderstorms. That's what a tropical wave is. So there's a tropical wave moving across Jamaica. The tropical wave moving across the island is expected to be west of Jamaica later today. Thereafter, an induced frontal trough will move across the island throughout this Heroes holiday weekend. And there's information as well from the National Meteorological Service about frontal trough. An induced frontal trough is expected to move across the island throughout this Heroes holiday weekend. The rest of this afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated showers across eastern parishes, and tonight will be mainly fair. And since this is a holiday weekend, let's take you through the weekend weather-wise. Tomorrow, Saturday, look for morning showers. There's a possibility of morning showers tomorrow, mainly across southeastern parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere, afternoon to evening showers and thunderstorms, especially across hilly areas and western parishes. On Sunday, morning showers across sections of northern parishes, cloudy afternoon to evening with showers and thunderstorms across hilly areas and southern parishes, nighttime showers and isolated thunderstorms across eastern and north central parishes. On Monday, Heroes Day, partly cloudy with isolated showers and thunderstorms across sections of northern parishes during the morning. Thereafter, mostly southern, the isolated showers and thunderstorms would mostly impact southern parishes afternoon through to evening. And we have already shared with you that Tropical Storm Karl is out there in the region. Not sure the extent of the movement since the last time we checked, but the last time we checked, Tropical Storm Karl was about 190 kilometers northwest of Ciudad del Carmen, Mexico. So that's the situation weather-wise. Let's now remind ourselves of the observances. The month of October holds significance for a number of observances, and we're going to remind ourselves of what those are. So, October is Red Cross month, which we have already shared in terms of putting the information out there since the start of the month. So it's Red Cross Awareness Month, Lupus Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, Oral Health Month, National Egg Month, Manufacturers Month, National Heritage Month, Correctional Services Month, Cybersecurity Month, and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Over in the United Kingdom, October is being observed as Black History Month. And according to the National Library of Jamaica, October is Legal Deposit Month. They encourage every national publisher in Jamaica to, within 1 month of the publication of any document which he or she publishes in Jamaica, deposit in the legal depository of the National Library the number of copies specified. Now to the other observances in this month of October, and in particular this day, the 14th. It's Day of Formation of the Tajik Republic in Tajikistan, Founders Day and Youth Day in Zaire, known as the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Peace Corps Birthday in the United States of America, Petkauden in Bulgaria, Santa Fortunata in Peru. The October Revolution is being remembered in Yemen. It's Nyerere Day in Tanzania. Day of Svetitskovely Cathedral in Msksheta, and that's in Georgia, in Eastern Europe, not in America. Today is World Standards Day. Hoy es Viernes el 14 de octubre 2022 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est vendredi le 14 octobre 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez, où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story. Le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
The lips of the righteous.
All we're saying is it's Friday, the 14th of October 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
In a holy place.
Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. And if you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953, 060953. Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, like the book. And in the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Looking for signage and branding for your business? Call the experts at Hieroglyphics Limited, located at 14 Belatra Avenue, Kingston 10. We do all types of signs, including backlit signs, metal signs, rounded signs, channel letter signs, vehicle wraps, banners, and much more. Call us today at 876-906-6910 or 876-906-8196. Hieroglyphics Limited, taking you to the next level.
Western Jamaica's largest business expo and trade show is back! The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Expo 2022 comes alive from November 4 to 6 at Montego Bay Convention Center. Come experience over 100 businesses, our job fair, Montego Bay Forum, Kiddies Village, daily live entertainment, and more. Admission free! The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Expo 2022 is sponsored by Sandals Resorts, S Hotel, Rainforest, CPJ, Social Butterflies, and Elite Concepts.
For 50 years, Under the Law has been helping you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. And we continue to do this in 2022. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the Law, 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. on 106 FM.
We're looking forward to your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. Going into this Heroes Weekend, do you have thoughts, ideas, suggestions, issues, criticisms, concerns? Going into this Heroes Weekend on the subject of heroes. It's also a time of year when we will honor members of our Jamaican family at home and abroad through the National Honors and Awards ceremony at King's House. It's also a time of reflection on those who have contributed to this country to play in playing their part in its development. And yes, some have been declared heroes, but as in any society, there are always those who are regarded as unsung heroes. Feel free to highlight those unsung heroes if you please. Feel free. We'll welcome those calls and whatever else is on your mind. So the lines are open. 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can also call us on WhatsApp. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. This is the 286th day of the year, which means there are 79 days left in 2022. And for those who celebrate Christmas, Christmas Day is 71 days away. Still a lot of time to do a lot of things. Or you perhaps feel it's too little time to be able to get enough done within that period of time. Let's go to the phone lines. 876-922-4112 to 5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon to Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon, Brother Ormsby. How are you?
Brother Raphael.
Oh, this is Brother Raphael. Okay.
Well, I'm giving God thanks for you daily, and in my right mind, and giving thanks for all his benefits. I'd just like to say to you that you are a teacher, you are a motivator, and just about everything that a man would need, you have those gifts and distribute them to the public, which we will abide with them. Hello?
Well, thank you very much. It's very humbling to hear you say that.
Yeah, there's a thought that you give that learning make you employable.
Socialization makes you educable.
Mm-hmm.
Education makes
Mm-hmm.
you trainable.
Mm-hmm.
Training makes you employable.
Yes.
And the right attitude
Yes.
makes you successful.
You know, all of it, what you have said, the bottom line it is not shell up the above. When you get what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
The bottom line, the right attitude make you
Successful.
successful, because no matter how you might be there, if you don't have the right attitude, you can't be successful.
And you can't be discerning either,
No.
because
So
yes,
the bottom line is not shell up the above.
yes, that's it.
I like to say, sir,
Yes.
I'm not advising you, but I'm like you suggesting that you should, of course, have a 2 hour language class. I know you're a busy man.
Yes.
For language classes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What do you think about it?
Well, we do some of that when we're not on air.
Oh.
We conduct voice and speech and public speaking
Okay.
sessions.
Languages do you speak?
Well, I have a degree in French.
Okay.
I've done a reading course in Spanish.
Okay.
I had to learn Dutch several years ago.
Yes.
In order to MC the wedding of a Dutchman and a Jamaican woman.
Yes.
And I am still learning Chinese, otherwise known as Mandarin.
Well, great.
Yes.
You never too old to learn.
No. The thing too with languages like Spanish, Spanish, French, Italian, I think to some extent, is it Portuguese as well? But they're called the Romance languages: French, Spanish, Italian, and so on. And they're not too far from each other. So if you learn a little Spanish, you could understand a thing or two in French and in Italian, because there are similarities. So in Spanish, of course, it's uno.
Yes.
In French, it's un.
Yes.
In Spanish, it's dos. In French, it's deux. In Spanish, it's tres. In French, it's trois. Spanish, it's cuatro. In French, it's quatre. In Spanish, it's cinco. In French, it's cinq, and so on. So there are similarities. You could actually study both languages at the same time. Unfortunately, I didn't have that privilege in high school. We were separated. Those for French on this side, those for Spanish on that side, and so on. But it does make a difference. Learning at least one foreign language, it opens additional doors.
As I said earlier, you should have a 2 hour classes for yourself.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, we could all do with it, even those of us who present news and who have to deliver speeches. We could always, there are some who are reluctant for whatever reason. There was a certain lady who shall remain nameless, who wanted the best for her husband, approached me and asked if I could assist in conducting some sessions with him so he could sharpen his skills. But that didn't go anywhere because he shied away from it. Either he thought it was beneath him, or
Yes.
or he just couldn't be bothered with that kind of thing.
Well,
And so there are those who couldn't care too much about being able to properly put their thoughts and ideas together and express themselves in a language.
before I go, Mr.
Uh,
I want to
yes,
write a tip as a elderly.
yes,
I like to say, especially to the elderly,
yes,
in your bathroom, each, for instance, from 70 up,
yes.
should not be standing bathing. They should have a bathroom chair. Because it can slide,
Yes.
you know. So I'm speaking to the elderly from here 70 up.
That's good advice. There are so many members of the community of senior citizens who have ended up with all kinds of hip problems and related problems
Yes.
based on an inability to handle the bath situation.
Yes.
Yes.
So they should be standing. Here's a big people person. Should not be standing in the bathroom, bathing and in the shower. I should be seated.
Yes.
Well, I bought a bathroom chair. I could have owned anyway, a few years now. They are very expensive in this store.
Yes.
I paid 10,000 or 12,000 at that time. Good time now.
Wow.
So what I would suggest that there are a lot of men around because steel men who work on steel.
Yes.
They could engage themselves in making some bathroom and sell them very reasonable to these old people.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
So I'm speaking to steelers, all the steelers around in the Highland.
Yes.
Make some bathroom chairs and very, very reasonable, you know?
Yes.
And possible the seat might be rough, but they can put a cushion in it and sit,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Again, secondly, anything you can do without, you just can't do it. You should have two. For instance, your glasses.
Yes.
You can't do it today, you must see.
Mm-hmm.
What have your glasses on to see?
Yes.
At least, if you can, if possible can, try and have two.
Mm-hmm.
Try and have two.
Yes.
Well, these are the two suggestions I'm making, Malcolm, before I leave.
And we appreciate those suggestions, and I'm sure there are listeners tuned in who appreciate those sentiments as well.
Right. So before I leave, I would like to say, sir, that what is going on in the country now, I'm not preaching all the killing and the fighting, etc., because they do not apply themselves to the word of God. Because the greatest commandment in the Bible is to love the Lord thy God with all your heart and with all thy soul, and thy brother and thy neighbor as yourself.
Yes.
So if you have those two commandments, the greatest thing that you will kill one another and destroy one another.
Yes.
So I'd just like to say, I want to say something to you half the year. So could you take my number from the operator and give me a call when it's convenient possible?
Sure, no problem. I'll ask you to hold the line and give the program assistant on duty your number.
Yes. All right.
And we'll call you as soon as we're able to.
Right. Thanks for you, see?
And likewise.
God bless you.
Bless you too. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We just saw Lady June in Norway, where it is 16 minutes to 10 o'clock in the night. She popped up a while ago and then she disappeared. Hello, June in Norway. We hope you're well. Oh, no, she's here. Sorry, she's still online. Hold on. Hold on there. Let's see if we can bring her up. In fact, we need to take a break. One moment, please, Miss June. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers and the self-employed, and some are not eligible for a government pension. Every member of the workforce has the opportunity to participate in a pension plan and secure monthly income for their retirement. Join Real Business every Monday at 9:30 a.m. for an informative out of this crisis. Retirement Wealth Creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Let's check. So, on your end, Davin, I'm not sure who's been holding the longest. So, we have Miss June holding for 4 minutes and 51 seconds. No, you have someone holding for longer than that? All right, let's go with that one first. Miss June, hold on, please. Let's go to a caller who has been holding longer than you have. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
How are you?
I am giving thanks for life, and you?
I'm great. Do you know who's speaking to you?
It's let's see, who's this again?
Jalgi. Jalgi.
Jalgi.
Yeah.
Oh, Jalgi.
Miss Joyce from Montego Bay.
Oh, I thought about you, having heard your voice, Miss Joyce, but for some strange reason, my brain was taking a while to process because we hadn't heard from you in such a long time.
And it's a shame, don't.
No, that's fine. Your time is your time, and you're free to do whatever you wish with your time. I have heard you elsewhere,
Okay.
so
And
that.
good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
I am coming from, I remember this day. Oh, my burden on you, and I get help. I listen to you. So I just give you some space, about 3 years, I think. This is not even like a couple months over. And I want to tell you that I appreciated all that you have done. Tree of growth, tree of blossom and bear. And if I don't call you by next week, you are a hero to me, personal, with your good words, your good saying that keep me alive. And I want to tell you, God bless you, and I hope the good Lord cover you, protect you, give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and open new door for you where you think you could never reach. Your hand, put things in your hand that you think you could never hold. And your feet go places where you think you would never go. Anywhere I go, I just want to keep you in my prayers. Yes, we are human beings sometimes. We slip up sometimes, but when we come back to basics, we have to remember that we are human. You are human because you act as a human. You sacrifice yourself a lot of time for us. I hear the gentleman say about class, he would know how your load is heavy, but you still find time and space. And I want to tell you, God will always bless you and His face shine upon you. Have a lovely evening, Mr. Dervan. I love you, sir.
Lots of love to you. You've made our afternoon. Thank you so much for the call.
Okay, sir.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Let's say hello now to Miss June in Oslo, Norway, at 10 minutes to 10 o'clock in the night. How are you?
I love you too.
Lots of love to you. Welcome.
Yes, okay. I'm sorry I was on the line while I call you. Someone was calling me. A little confused. Anyway, leave it there. Darren. I love you. But you know why I call? It was so exciting to me. You're on this guy talking about language. And you was trying to explain if you speak this one, you may be under it. Darman, I speak Norwegian. Not 100%.
Yeah.
I would say 80, 85. But Darman, I speak Norwegian, I understand Swedish, I understand Danish, I understand German, but I can't speak them.
That's interesting. Well, at least
I
at
understand.
at least half the battle is won. I mean, having gotten to a level where you can understand what is being said. That is no
Yes,
mean feat. That is quite worthy of
yes.
applause.
I can speak some of the words, but not much. But as I say, I can speak it, but I understand.
Such is the
Like
nature
my
of the
husband.
brain. Sorry, go ahead.
My husband, he can't speak patois, but he understands.
Of course, he must understand his wife. Of
But
how, of
he
how
can't speak it.
of how many years now? How many years of marriage?
Yeah, officially married is 23.
There you go.
Plus,
23
plus, plus,
years.
plus, plus, plus. That is
Mhm.
officially married.
So you
Plus, plus, plus.
so you must know each other's language, as your love language and all.
Yeah, but me know me can speak film language better than he can speak for me. He's very good. He's very good in English.
I see. That's good.
When it come to the patois,
Yes.
he understand, but he can't speak it.
Well, maybe you need to try a little harder with him to teach him a few expressions.
No, sir, me can't teach no more. How long we are going to teach that? Dervan, make sense. You teach our people not learn. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, I'm not I'm just a straightforward person.
Yes.
Sometimes I hear you try to explain to people like me and many others on your show, and they speak, but a lot of we human beings, we talk a lot, but we don't listen.
True, which is why we selected that quotation by Epictetus, which says, "We have two ears and one mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak."
But Dervan, I don't say it to be rude, but that's the human being nature.
No,
we
that's
talk
true.
and we talk,
That's true.
but we don't listen. Anyway, Dervan, may I leave you alone. Have a nice weekend, everybody.
You too.
And what you call it here,
Heroes,
Day,
heroes,
whatever.
heroes weekend.
Okay, Heroes Weekend. Have a nice weekend, each and everyone. Love you, Dervan, and I'm always looking forward to listen to you.
Love you too. Thank you very much. All the best.
Bye.
Bye bye. June in Oslo, Norway. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon to Omar Blake. He says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Looking forward to today's show. Always enjoy the discussion and callers. Overall, the program is excellent and a learning experience." Thank you very much, Omar Blake. Asha Ash says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Just tuning in from London, England. Hope you have a nice day." Thank you very much, Asha Ash. In England now, it's 8:54 p.m. They're 6 hours ahead of us in the UK. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate your listenership and support. As usual, we have multiple messages, and we want to read some of these messages. Crocs in Black River, I reflected on the message that we tried to read towards the end of the program yesterday. and we have to remember context, and we have to be mindful of motivation or motive, and we also have to be mindful of timing. So in other words, why would I be reading certain parts of that message at this time? On what basis? On what basis? See if you can help us there. Other than that, it is citing particular data about an individual who, for whatever it's worth, is a representative of another party, another political party. So is reading that message a way of reminding the nation about that particular individual who represents another political party, and therefore to score political points? I am sorry, I will not be used in that regard. I'll not be used in that regard. If you want to independently make a point on your own, independent of your where your party loyalty lies, then go ahead and subject yourself to the scrutiny that comes with that in terms of writing a letter to the editor. And I doubt you could get the newspaper to print that letter, by the way, if it's the message that you sent me you would want printed. In other words, context is important. Why pick this one out of a hat on this day or that day? Why? What is the motive? What is the reason? And if you feel that strongly about it, and you think that more needs to be done to draw attention to the shortcomings and discrepancies inherent in the actions or behavior of that individual, that sounds like something for the Integrity Commission, one of your favorite organizations, tongue in cheek. I'm just saying, Crocs, we couldn't just read something like that. I noticed the same thing when Simon got your message today. I actually know your messages when I hear them being read on other programs. Actually know your messages, Crocs. It's so distinct. I know your messages. I don't have to wait for the person reading the message to say from Crocs in Black River. So when I heard Simon reading your message, I said, let me listen now, because I'm sure he's going to back up when he gets to a certain point in that message, which is exactly what he did. So we don't live in a perfect world, but there are some things that we have to be mindful of, and how we treat certain matters. Mind you, this country is not as litigious as America, but there is such a thing called libel and slander, etc. Well, thank you for the additional information that you have sent. And then he goes on to say, sorry I missed your call earlier. Well, that was an accident, actually, in terms of having finished reading most or significant part of your message. My finger tapped the camera icon on WhatsApp, which I quickly disconnected because that was not intentional. So anyway, he says, sorry I missed your call earlier. I did not hear the phone ring. Note the date on which it took place and see if an SOE was not in effect in the area. I never put anything out unless I have the facts, which is good for you, Crocs in Black River. But then we also have a duty based on the positions we occupy and in keeping with certain tenets. And so we have to be mindful of these things. But keep up the advocacy. Your advocacy is admirable.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876 754 7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is 3 o'clock. Importers, the Jamaica Customs Agency is reforming its clearance process, making it easier for you to clear your non-commercial and small value items using our simplified declarations. You will be able to clear your goods without physically visiting the port or a warehouse for customs inspection, making your clearance experience even better. The pilot begins October 2022 across all marine public bonded warehouses. For further details, email Jamaica Customs at contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm or telephone 876-922-5140 to 8. We're here to serve you. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus. Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Colonel Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying program both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon to Inez Iona Campbell. Happy Friday to you too. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Bless you all. Blessings to you too, Faye Weller. We did mention earlier on that this is World Standards Day. World Standards Day is celebrated internationally each year on October 14. The day honors of the thousands of experts who develop voluntary standards within standards development organizations, such as the International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC, International Organization for Standardization, ISO, and the International Telecommunication Union, ITU. The aim of World Standards Day is to raise awareness among regulators, industry, and consumers as to the importance of standardization to the global economy. October 14 was specifically chosen to mark the date in 1946 when delegates from 25 countries first gathered in London and decided to create an international organization focused on facilitating standardization. Even though ISO was formed 1 year later, it wasn't until 1970 that the first World Standards Day was celebrated. Today is also being, let's leave that there for now. Yesterday, we had a feature on World Sight Day, and we had used the opportunity to put together some facts. And we didn't get to share that information with you yesterday, as rich as our conversation was with Mrs. Champagny. But we just couldn't fit everything in. So, for example, we learned in doing the research that about 314 million people are visually impaired worldwide. 45 million of them are blind. So a reminder that being visually impaired and blind are two different things. If you're visually impaired, it means you can't see very well. You can't see very well. You can see, but not as well as you would want to. As opposed to being blind, which means you can't see anything at all outside of what you envision and and see in your mind's eye and create in your mental state. So about 314 million people are visually impaired worldwide. 45 million of them are blind. Most people with visual impairment are older, and females are more at risk at every age in every part of the world. So most people with visual impairment are older, and females are more at risk at every age in every part of the world. About 87% of the world's visually impaired live in developing countries. About 87% of the world's visually impaired live in developing countries, which includes Jamaica, like developing countries like Jamaica. The number of people blinded by infectious diseases has been greatly reduced, but age-related impairment is increasing. Cataract remains the leading cause of blindness globally, except in the most developed countries. Cataract remains the leading cause of blindness globally, except in the most developed countries. Correction of refractive errors could give normal vision to more than 12 million children ages 5 through 15. About 85% of all visual impairment avoidable globally. Did you hear that? About 85% of all visual impairment is avoidable globally. Visual impairment is not distributed uniformly. Let's do that again. Visual impairment is not distributed uniformly throughout the world. About 87% of visually impaired people live in developing countries like Jamaica. Globally, about 85% of all visual impairment and 75% of blindness could be prevented or cured worldwide. So here is some trivia, some facts. Why do we blink our eyes? Have you ever asked yourself the question? Why do we blink our eyes? Here's what happens. The lids of our eyes are made up of folds of skin. Folds of skin. Folds, like folded skin, folds of skin. So the lids of our eyes are made up of folds of skin, and they can be raised and lowered by certain muscles. But they move so rapidly that they don't disturb our vision in any way. And our lids work automatically. We blink our eyes once every 5 to 10 seconds. Check it out. Try that. We blink our eyes once, so try not to blink and time yourself and see what happens. We blink our eyes once every 5 to 10 seconds. Why is blinking important? How does it protect our eyes? One reason has to do with our eyelashes. These are the short curved hairs. And good afternoon to uh, those women who like to enhance their eyebrows, who might be not eyebrows, their eyelashes, but they also enhance the eyebrows. They make adjustments to the eyebrows. In fact, to the point where you just clean off everything and then you use the, what do they call that pencil with the black, that black, like a, what do they call it? Whatever it is, to create the illusion of eyebrows. But anyway, let's get back to the eyelashes and blinking. Why is blinking important and how does it protect our eyes? One reason has to do with our eyelashes. These are the short, curved hairs that are attached to each lid. Their job is to catch dust that might go into our eyes. So that's the purpose of the eyelashes. So it's not just a fashion. It's not just a fashion statement, as we have seen, and we continue to see, or a lot of our women do. It's not a fashion statement. The real purpose of the eyelashes is to catch dust that might go into our eyes. Now, when we walk through rain or a sandstorm, the lids automatically drop. That's how sensitive they are. When we walk through rain or a sandstorm, the lids automatically drop. They automatically drop down, and the eyelashes keep out foreign matter, things that are not supposed to get into your eyes. So the lids automatically drop down and the eyelashes keep out foreign matter. But the chief benefit of blinking our eyes, is that it provides automatic lubrication and irrigation of the eyes. So when we blink our eyes, we're providing automatic lubrication and irrigation of the eyes. Now, along the edge of each lid, as in each eyelid, are many tiny glands. And these glands have their opening between the lashes. Every time our lids close, these glands go to work and a secretion comes out. This secretion lubricates of the eyelid and the lashes so they won't become dry. Here's how blinking provides irrigation for the eye. In each eye, we have a tear gland. TEAR. If you put an S on it, it becomes tears, right? So in each eye, we have a tear gland where the liquid that makes tears. So there's a liquid in the eye that makes tears, and it is stored. Every time we blink, the eyelid applies suction to the opening of the tear gland and takes out some of the fluid. This prevents the eye from drying out. We might say that we cry every time we blink our eyes. Here's another bit about the eyes. Have you ever wondered what gives our eyes their color? What gives our eyes their color? The shape of the eye is round, except for a little bulge that sticks out in front where the light enters. This bulge, which curves outward in front, is called the cornea, cornea. The camera film, in inverted commas, the camera film of the eye is the retina. The camera film of the eye is the retina. RETINA. We'll tell you some more in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM.
The time is now 3:15. Western Jamaica's largest business expo and trade show is back. The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Expo 2022 comes alive from November 4 to 6 at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Come experience over 100 businesses, our job fair, Festival Bay Forum, Giddings Village, daily live entertainment, and more. Admission free. The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Expo 2022 is sponsored by TEF, GSHA, Ascend Innovation, MBJ Airports Limited, JPS, and the RJR Gleaner Communications Group.
The Eastern Manning Cup schoolboy football competition is in full swing, and Power Play will bring you live reports and updates on the football matches. Listen to every Tuesday at 7:15 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM. Live reports will be brought to you by Chada Distributors Limited, KFC, and Alice Duane and Company Limited.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon, Valerie Thompson. Thank you for checking in, and you have a blessed day as well. Thank you. Take care. We've been sharing with you some of the facts about the eyes and related matters that we weren't able to fit into yesterday's segment when we focused on World Sight Day and related matters. So we thank you for your indulgence as we've been sharing this information. So where were we? We're getting to the point of what gives our eyes their color. So we read that the camera film of the eye is the retina, retina. It is made up of 10 very thin layers of cells, and in it lines the it lines the entire inside of the eye. To regulate the light coming in, we have the iris, iris, and the pupil of the eye, pupil. The iris is the circle of color, and the pupil is the little black dot in the center. Directly behind the iris and the pupil lies the lens. The lens is elastic. Notice we said the lens is. The plural of lens is lenses. The lens is elastic and adjusts itself to long or short distance vision. The lens is elastic and adjusts itself to long or short distance vision. It is the lens that bends the waves of light so that they will all come to a focus on the retina. When we look into someone's eyes, the color we see is in the iris. The reason for this is that the fibers of the iris have pigments, also known as melanin, in them to protect the iris against light. The back part of the iris has most of the pigments, the front part almost none. Furthermore, if there is a great deal of melanin and it is close to the surface, the eyes, as a result, will be a darker color. Brown eyes have more melanin that is also closer to the surface than do blue eyes. The color then is merely a reflection of the melanin or pigments from the back part of the iris. Melanin, by the way, is also what gives us our skin and hair color. And the last bit we'll leave with you with respect to information we researched for yesterday, World Sight Day. Eyeglasses. The earliest historical reference to magnification dates back to ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs in the 5th century BC, which depict simple glass meniscal lenses. The earliest written record of magnification dates back to the 1st century AD, when Seneca the Younger, a tutor of Emperor Nero of Rome, wrote, and by the way, Nero did not fiddle while Rome burned. The fiddle was not yet invented. And Nero was actually at his, I think it was his villa in Antioch. Right. We've shared that before. Another time we'll go back to that. But let's go back to this. So we'd have to go back. Magnification dates back to the 1st century AD, when Seneca the Younger, a tutor of Emperor Nero of Rome, wrote letters, however small and indistinct, are seen enlarged and more clearly through a globe or glass filled with water. Nero is also said to have watched the gladiatorial games using an emerald as a corrective lens. Reportedly, spectacles were in use in China by the rich and elderly at the time of Marco Polo's arrival in 1270 and between 1270 and 1271. Although the Chinese credit their invention to Arabia in the 11th century. Sunglasses in the form of flat panes of smoky quartz protected the eyes from glare and were used in China in the 12th century or possibly earlier. However, they did not offer any corrective benefits. Many theories abound for who should be credited for the invention of traditional eyeglasses. While the exact date may be forever disputed, it is almost certain that spectacles were invented between 1280 and 1300 in Italy. The inventor was Salvino d'Armate. Salvino d'Armate, Italian. Around the year 1752, eyeglass designer James Avskoff introduced his spectacles with double-hinged side pieces. The lenses were made of tinted glass as well as clear. Avskoff felt that white glass created an offensive glaring light that was bad to the eyes. He advised the use of green and blue glasses. Avskoff glasses were the first sunglass-like eyeglasses, but they were not made to shield the eyes from the sun. They corrected for vision problems. We did say the last thing. There's something about the cat's eyes now. Why do a cat's eyes glow in the dark? People who own and love cats consider them to be sweet little creatures and wonderful pets, which they are. But cats are members of a family of animals of a very special kind. These include tigers, lions, leopards, and the domesticated cat. No matter where they live, no matter what their sight and appearance, all cats are alike in many ways. All have bodies adapted for hunting and killing. All are highly specialized beasts of prey. One of the things that helps a cat to be a good hunter is its eyes. The cat's eyes are adapted for seeing in the dark because it does most of its hunting at night. The cat does most of its hunting at night. That's when it goes in search of the rats and whatever else in the night. And so all are highly specialized beasts of prey. One of the things that helps a cat to be a good hunter, as we said, is its eyes. A cat's eyes are adapted for seeing in the dark because it does most of its hunting at night. During the day, the pupils contract to very small openings or slits, but at night they open wide, letting in every bit of light possible. The backs of the eye are coated with a substance like polished silver. It reflects every bit of light that comes into the eye. That is why a cat's eyes will shine like glowing lanterns if you point a flashlight toward them at night. What are the other things that make a cat a great hunter? The front of its mouth has 4 long, pointed canine teeth, deadly weapons for biting and tearing flesh. On its feet are an arsenal of needle-sharp curved claws. To follow its prey silently, there are soft pads cushioning the bottom of its feet, and a cat has unusually keen sight, hearing, and smell. It is a myth that dogs are colorblind. By the way, the reflectors on the road surface are called cat's eyes for obvious reasons. Cat's eyes. So those who drive and you see the reflection on the surface, those are called cat's eyes for obvious reasons. Right, so it is a myth that dogs are colorblind. They can actually see in color, just not as vividly as humans. It is akin to our vision at dusk. Dogs do have better low light vision than humans because of a special light reflecting layer behind their retinas. And we think we're going to leave it there for now, shall we? All right, let's give you one bit more to take us to the break. So we're through with the eyes right now for the time being. And we're going to share with you that William Penn was born on this day in 1644. William Penn was the colonist who founded the Pennsylvania colony for Quakers. His father was the famous Sir William Penn, who, along with Robert Venables, managed to capture Jamaica from the Spanish in 1655. Admiral William Penn was sent as joint commander with Robert Venables on the Caribbean expedition against the Spanish in the West Indies in 1654. The English forces were routed at Hispaniola in 1655, and that's when the disappointed duo of Penn and Venables decided to capture Jamaica. On their return to England, Penn and Venables were sent to the Tower of London, which was the main state prison at the time. Sir William Penn made humble submission, and when released, retired to the estate he had received from confiscated land in Ireland. For his part, Venables was cashiered, at Cashiered, which means to dismiss with dishonor, especially from the armed forces. So for his part, Venables was cashiered in October 1655, appointed governor of Chester in 1660. He published a treatise on angling, The Experienced Angler, in 1662. I think it's time for a break right here on your program, Both Sides of the Story.
Fixation of the soul is vanity. Destruction of the home is their poverty. The poor man's wealth is in a holy, holy place. Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30. Tune in to Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hyper Food Independence. Hyper Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's Hyper Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hyper Food Independence is sponsored by Hypro.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number, 876-365-3346. Cherry Henry says, have a great weekend, everyone. You too, Cherry Henry. Sean Chambers says, good afternoon, Uncle Dervan. Happy Friday to you all, and all the best to you, and take care. Same to you, Sean. Jacqueline Simmons, good afternoon. B. Jew, good afternoon to you. B. Jew in New York. How is Mr. B? And how is Jorvilia? We trust all is well. Good to see you online, B. Jew. Mikey D is in London. He says, good evening, Mr. Malcolm. Blessings to you and yours and your listeners, viewers. Locked in. London is locked in. We have just lost our Chancellor. Yes, indeed. Kwasi Kwarteng. Well, such is the nature of politics. And when it comes to the cabinet, you serve at the pleasure of the Prime Minister in the Westminster system. So that's what it is. It is what it is. Comes with the territory. And once you know that, then you shouldn't be losing any sleep over that. What is this coming out of Washington now? Biden administration extends COVID public health emergency. The Biden administration said Thursday that the COVID-19 public health emergency will continue through January 11 as officials brace for a spike in cases this winter. The decision comes as the pandemic has faded from the forefront of many people's minds. Well, let's see. We still have to be cautious, as we are told. And let's take a look at Haiti. Haiti gang makes demands in test of power with government. And there are pictures of gangsters with high-powered weapons. Oh, the one in the forefront of this picture is called Barbecue. That's the name of this gangster. The leader of the G9 and family gang. Barbecue is his name. And we see him standing next to garbage to call attention to the conditions people live in as he led a march against kidnapping through La Saline neighborhood in Port-au-Prince. Now, the capital of Haiti, as we have shared before on this and other programs, the capital has long been anglicized. In other words, it is okay to say Port-au-Prince. That's fine. If you're an English speaker, Port-au-Prince is fine. And in fact, even the Haitians, and I did spend a little time in Haiti a few years ago, the Haitians themselves refer to their capital as Port-au-Prince. So there's no need to say things like Port-au-Prince. No, that's just dancing and prancing. There's no such place as Port-au-Prince, right? If you're going to pronounce it the French way, then you would say Port-au-Prince, Port-au-Prince, Port-au-Prince. That's the French pronunciation. But it's okay to just simply say Port-au-Prince. That has been long accepted. Port-au-Prince. Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So the picture is of the gangster by the name of Barbecue, leader of the G9 and family gang, standing next to garbage to call attention to the conditions people live in as he leads a march against kidnapping through La Saline neighborhood in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And that's a file photo from October, almost a year ago, October 22, 2021. So the story coming out of Haiti is that a standoff between a powerful gang federation and Haiti's government is testing how much power both sides wield and threatens to further derail a paralyzed country where millions of people are struggling to find fuel and water. So sad. Very sad. So those are a couple of the stories trending on the Gleaner's website, jamaica-gleaner.com. There's a story of a machine operator killed in a Westmoreland crash just yesterday morning. We were privileged to have been asked to host the launch of a road safety, the Grenell's Driving School 5K road race. It's a run walk. And you can also wheel if you're in a wheelchair, if you're confined to a wheelchair. That's the launch we attended yesterday and participated in. And yesterday, I think the figure was was it 354? Shocking figure it was. And the situation continues. And it's another motorcycle crash. A machine operator is now dead following his involvement in a motorcycle crash along the Quetta Main Road in Westmoreland yesterday afternoon. The loss of any life is to be regretted. Condolences. But surely we have to do better than this. We have to do better than this. Too many road fatalities. Let's go now to WhatsApp and the text line 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. It's a lot. Let's just sift through and identify the ones that are most relevant. Let's go down the line here quickly. Hello, Norman Wright. How are you? Good afternoon to Joseph Small. Hello to Angelia Christian of the Angel Foundation. She's already promoting her Afro-Caribbean Christmas craft fair scheduled for the UK. She's in Jamaica doing outreach. Her next project will be at Trenchtown Primary School on 7th Street in Kingston 12. Well done, Angel. We're going up the line. Long line of messages. to get, okay, here we go. So this one says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Marie here from New York. Why civics is no longer part of the school curriculum? That's a good question. I actually don't remember a subject called civics in school or civics. I actually can't say that I remember doing civics in school. I remember doing social studies for sure, but I don't remember civics as a subject. Yes, we were exposed to aspects of uh, aspects of how our country is run and the features of our country, etc., and the features of the. But I don't recall any in-depth study or analysis or treatment of civics. I don't remember. But anyway, Marie is asking why civics is no longer part of the school curriculum. She says civics helps to create better homes, communities, etc. Civilization is what is put in place of civics. I'm sorry. She's saying, pardon me, Marie, she's saying capitalization, or do you mean capitalism? She's saying capitalization is what is put in place of civics. She said she then goes on to ask, why should we use our children, parents, or communities, families, and friends? I'm sure you mean capitalism, so I'm substituting capitalization for capitalism. The governance in Jamaica allows private sector or outside investors to ride on the backs of Jamaicans for many years now. Well, Jamaicans would have to be complicit to be characterized as you have just now, Marie. The business of investment has been going on forever in the world, and investors travel the world in search of what they regard as viable or profitable investments. And we need investments, yes. That doesn't mean that we are going to engage in prostitution in terms of prostituting our country and its resources and its people. Make that clear. But investment is necessary. We have investors here in Jamaica, Jamaicans, who have invested in other countries in the world, invested in plant, machinery, people, etc. And there's no such thing as, I don't know what you mean. You put outside investors in parentheses. And I'm thinking, well, all right, but we have to insist, by all means, that those who represent us, that in signing arrangements and agreements, that we take into account our people and our country and our values, etc., etc., etc. But investment is a must, Marie. Investment is a must. We can always debate the whys and the whens and the wherefores. But as we said, we have to insist that our position is not watered down. One moment, please.
You're
listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. It's Heroes Weekend! Party with Faith Frequencies Heroes of Reggae Salute. We're blazing the music of our island, mixed by the masters. Cooper, Jonathan Lakers, and DJ Deli. It's a music to the heroes of reggae. Powered by Smirnoff Vodka, the world's #1 vodka. You must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink and party responsibly. Party live from 9 p.m. to midnight with your host, Nisha Yen, in our Zoom VIP Rochester area. And tune in on Facebook 95 of them, 692 of them, Radio Jamaica. On RETV, on Download Media, and on Mixcloud. Fame Frequency Heroes Salute, Saturday, October 15th. See you there.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We're dissecting a message from Marie. So she was saying, spoke about riding on the backs of Jamaicans for many years now. Well, nobody can ride on your back without your permission, Marie. There's a quotation about cultivating your own backbone. I wonder if cultivate your own backbone. I learned that some time ago. I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it right now. But there's a quotation, there's an expression. Another time we'll come back to that. Well, let's move to the next part of Marie's message on WhatsApp. She says, the morals and values of Jamaica are gone to thy man for thyself and God for us all. Well, I'm not sure. Yes, like any society, our social fabric has been breached. There's no question about that. But we firmly believe, experience here in Jamaica, that we still have our fair share of men and women of integrity who have not and will not sell their souls. Marie goes on to say, so the have-nots will die if God doesn't step in. I'm telling the haves that they will try to run, but will not be able to run, as they will surely be caught in it and hope they survive. Food and energy must also be secured for our people, says Marie. Well, no doubt about that. Problem is, over the years, we have done more talking than action. More talking than acting. Well, I maybe shouldn't say acting, but more talking than action. But in the relatively recent past, we have seen solar farms in Jamaica, and that is encouraging. We still have some ways to go as far as energy security is concerned, and not to mention food security. Jamaicans, those who know the truth, see the truth, let's unite and eradicate the thieves out of our country. Who are these thieves, Marie? Can you help us to identify them? so that we can direct them to the nearest police station. They are feeding the Jamaicans chicken feed, as they're saying we are in the pen with the chicken, so they call us chicken. I am here to remind the Jamaicans that we are eagles that always soar to the top. We must fly, wake up, get up, and be who we really are. Turn our weapons into plowshares. Our people produce what they want to export and import what they want to eat. So we are giving our power to those who feed us, Jamaicans. If they say no, we're not going to sell Jamaican food, then look at what will happen. To solve that, we must produce our own food. Then our importation will be far less. The dollar will have value. And her message goes on, in our school, they don't teach of our rich heritage, African. Speak more of Marcus Mosiah Garvey than Jamaican. I can't say anymore. African history has been buried for years. Who says? The history is quite clear. It's quite evident. It's quite palpable, Marie. We can always debate context and approaches, etc. But the history of Africa is very well known. Very well known. The message goes on. We cannot keep silent or turn a blind eye to what is going on in Jamaica. What is going on in Jamaica, Marie? Can you be a little more specific? Because we know it's very easy to stay from afar and we ask, what is going on in Jamaica? Or we exclaim, what is going on in Jamaica? Let's list what is going on in Jamaica. In Malaysia, says Marie, no private investors can come into Jamaica, invest and own what belongs to Jamaica. I think you have this the other way around, Marie. What are you saying? Did you mean no Jamaican? Because you start off by saying in Malaysia, no private investors can come into Jamaica, invest, and that's quite an entanglement there, Marie. Fix that and come again. But we're going to leave your message there for now. Thank you very much for your message and all the very. Let's clear a few more of these messages. James in East London has shared with us the usual collection of stories coming out of the UK. A hospital neonatal nurse in Britain accused of killing 7 babies and trying to kill 10 others, poisoned 2 infants. What is this? Are you serious? Oh my goodness. And this accused is 32 years old, charged with murder in the deaths of 5 baby boys and 2 girls, and the attempted murder of 5 boys and 5 girls while she worked at the Countess of Chester Hospital. She needed help before this happened. She really needed help. Goodness. Oh no. People caught with cannabis should not be charged or criminalized, new Met Police boss suggests. Royal Mail announces it is cutting 10,000 full-time jobs. Oh dear. DWP could monitor your bank account and social media activity at any time in fraud crackdown. And the news of the day out of the UK, as predicted by Simon Croskill, or some people say Kwesi, it's Kwasi Kwarteng. Will Liz Truss sack Chancellor today? So they knew it was coming. They were listening to Simon Croskill. He predicted that some weeks ago. UK Finance Minister Kwarteng to be sacked. Everybody knew. Except him? I don't know. I don't know. Everybody knew, it seems. Until the story came finally. Kwasi Kwarteng sacked as Chancellor. So it is. And Liz Truss was holding a press conference. Yeah, that was what that was about. Thank you, James in East London, for the usual collection of stories coming out of the United Kingdom. Thank you. Ricardo, shouting out to everyone as usual. Roy Lawrence says, good evening, teacher. Would like to suggest for the bathroom fixtures, a grab bar is even more essential than bath chair. A lot of us don't have the knee strength, plus the chair is not always stable. Thank you. And that's in reference to the caller earlier on who suggested the bath chair for senior citizens. David Crossburn says, hello, Dervan. May the full measure of God's blessings be our portion. Thanks for your heroics. You are certainly a hero. Oh, you're too kind, David Crossburn. Only earlier today I reminded Simon that Admiral Penn and General Venables were punished in the Tower of London for troop desertion at the halfway tree area of Bernard Lodge. Later on, the Treaty of Madrid emerged from the area. Shortly thereafter, Welshman Henry Morgan and Governor Sir Thomas Modiford were also punished for transgression of the treaty in the Bernard Lodge area known then as Lawrence Field. Thanks as usual for the history, David Crossburn, and all the very best to you. Thank you very much. And another one, going down the line. This one says, George Bush. No, that's an old message. Let's get current now. Check out Civics for Young Jamaicans. Kermit, that's the textbook we used back then. It doesn't sound familiar at all. It depends. Define back then for us, please, Kermit. Define back then for us. For those of us who are unable to identify with the teaching of civics. This one from Navlet, Navlet. That sounds like a Jamaican name. Navlet. So let's see what Navlet is saying on WhatsApp. We perhaps will have to take her message after the break. In the meantime, as we do so, Angela Douglas says, good evening, Mr. Malcolm. Listening from Birmingham, UK. Have a blessed weekend. Same to you, Angela Douglas. All the best. Let's go to the break and come back with more in just a moment. Fixation of the soul is vanity. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:01. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:01. 现在几点了？10:01. A minute past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Frederick Miller on Facebook Live says, "Good afternoon, Dervan. I would like to know where Marie lives." And that's in reference to the message we read from Marie on WhatsApp earlier on. Only Marie, well, it's up to Marie to determine whether she would like to disclose that information. But we understand the question, Frederick Miller. Navlet says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I listen to your show when I'm home, but I've never called or sent a text, but I had to send you this one today. I really enjoyed the way you educated us about the eye. I never remembered all this when I was in school. Thanks, Mr. Malcolm. Good job. Keep it up." Thank you very much, Navlet. All the very best to you. Thanks for making it both sides of the story. I'm sorry, did we have Jamaica Love? He called us a while ago, but the call dropped. If you're listening, feel free to call back, Jamaica Love. But the call apparently dropped. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. Good afternoon to Richard. Thank you for listening. And Roland says, "What's up, Mr. Malcolm?" Oh, this was from yesterday. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you all the best. Thank you very much, Roland. And I think that's where we're going to leave the messages for the time being. And share some more information with you, even as we await more of your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. And we have a caller on our text line, which doubles as our WhatsApp number. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Jamaica now.
Welcome.
Yeah, I was listening to you reading Mary message a while ago.
Yes.
And I said, I got a call. What she was trying to say, but you must understand that every time Jamaican own any Jamaican, we cannot make no progressive.
Mm-hmm.
When Jamaica have the character, we have no, every time government have got to dump back money into the system. Whenever they can come the same thing. The water as a fish is a paper, but when the foreigners come in and
investment or divestment, should they make a profit? So that's why I'm saying, that's what you're saying. And then they come in and they try to own Jamaica. But when Jamaica, I'm Jamaica.
No strangers can own Jamaica without Jamaica's permission.
I know that. Because they come and they invest, but they put their rules down. Like even digital. Digital come and say, they can buy an international trip. And if you don't tap the trip one time for the month, you can lose all the money on the trip. Right? And then I lose about 12,000 Jamaican dollars of my trip. They'll make 1 or 3 months pass of that. I do not tap on my trip. And I lose about 12,000 on credit.
I'm sorry. The quality of your connection is dropping terribly. Are you able to get near a window or a door? Are you using earplugs?
Yeah, I guess now they hear better now?
Much better.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, even did say, I have my trip for years, and you pay for the trip, and you say you must have the top of the trip. I lose about $12,000 of credit.
Okay.
Because I took about 3 months past, and the trip never top up, and I lose all my money, and I will call them and I say, you got to top up for 3 months. So all of those 12,000 somebody else have my number.
Oh no.
So these are things that I'm from Jamaica. That's why when we have
yeah, but this is why we have the Office of Utilities Regulation, and this is why we have a Consumer Affairs Commission as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the Consumer Affairs Commission has an impressive record of resolving these matters between merchants or service providers and customers.
But it's not the only one. There's a lot of people lose their credit like that.
Yeah, but
we overseas, we just call it a loss. But as married stuff, well, I just say I put my input.
Yeah, well, if you're disappointed with Digicel's performance, then you can always go over to Flow or some other network.
But I will lose 12,000 of credit. Well,
yes. So now you would cause Digicel to lose money because you'd be spending with another subscriber and they will not be getting the benefit of that money. They would have lost a customer.
Yeah, but I got to wait a month to have my for 19 if I want to, then 12 I lose a number.
I'm sure there are ways that you could have had somebody, just as though you can send money to Jamaica for somebody to buy this or to buy that. You could also ask them to take your matter on your behalf, to take your matter to the, first of all, to a supervisor or a manager at Digicel. And if you're not satisfied after having that discussion, you can then take the matter to the Consumer Affairs Commission and or the Office of Utilities Regulations. But I would go straight to the Consumer Affairs Commission because of their impressive record of resolving these things. In other words, I'm saying it didn't have to go that way. You could have pursued it. I know we have a tendency in Jamaica or as Jamaicans to just say, make it go on, yeah. I saw. But when we do that now, we.
There's a toll-free number for the consumer affairs.
The Consumer Affairs Commission, I would have to check.
Yeah, okay. I will listen then and I'll get to the find it.
All right. If I find it, I'll announce it.
Yeah.
What's
I'm the Malcolm. They send the thing for tomorrow for me. For the Marvel something you said the number.
Oh yes, I have it. I have it written down. Let me see.
lot of people don't get it. I was talking so fast.
Yes. Let me see if I have it here, or if I took that out of my bag already. I think I did. It might be somewhere around my desk, but I should be able to bring it up. Just keep listening. It's in my device here. It's just a matter of remembering which platform it is stored on. But I'll try to bring it up right now and share the information. Right. Keep listening. It might come up right now as soon as you hang up.
Okay. Have a blessed day and bless Jamaica.
Thank
and
you.
all the people, and a happy birthday when it comes.
Thank you very much, and all the best to you too. Bye bye.
Same to you. Thanks.
Okay. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876 922 4112-5. 876 922 4112-5. Text line same as the WhatsApp number. Sheridan Hutchinson reminds us that what we were trying to remember earlier on was the eyeliner. Yes, indeed, Sheridan Hutchinson, you're spot on. And we're still trying to bring up the information for jury. That's the organization celebrating 20 years, operated by, where is it now? No, it's not jury. What am I saying? It's Fury. Fury. That's the abbreviation, FURI. For those who would like to virtually attend this event. Oh, goodness, why am I not seeing it? Please stay where you are. We're coming. Hold on, let me see if this is it. No. Oh boy. Going through. We know it is here. I'm just trying to retrieve it so that we can share the contact details. All right, let's do a general search. Let's do a general search and see what we come up with. All right, that is taking a while. All right, we're still trying though. Jamaica love, we're still trying. Still trying to bring up the information. We know we have it on the device, but it's, there are different apps, different platforms, and sometimes getting around to the, which one of these is it now? All right, let's do something else. Let's search the consulate. Not seeing it yet. All right, let's take the break and come back with more in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 4:15. Tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner with Dana Rocker Huntington, during Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters, combined with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-922-41125, or send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's Your Legal Corner with Dana Rocker Huntington, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Horror 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Que hora es? En español son las 4:19. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4h19. Science, TDN le. 4点19分, 19 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road. On your homework yet? Yes, young people, we know you are on a break. Know you are on your midterm break for this Heroes Weekend. But you know what we always say, even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. So have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. And Jamaica Love, we have found the information that we were looking for. So hope you have pen and paper or pencil and paper. So the event, it's the 20th anniversary of the organization known as Family Unification Resettlement Initiative. Family Unification Resettlement Initiative, or FURI for short, FURI. They're celebrating their 20th anniversary in the form of a dinner, dance, and celebration. So there will be dinner, dancing, and celebration tomorrow, Saturday, the 15th of October, starting at 6 o'clock in the evening. Contribution for those who wish to attend in person. The contribution is $50 per person. The Jamaican equivalent is about, what's that, 7,000 maybe? 7 or so. And payments can be made via Zelle, Zelle, for those who are familiar with Zelle. Payments can be made via Zelle. The email is familyunif, as in family UNIF, FAMILYUNIF, familyunif@hotmail.com, familyunif@hotmail.com. Now, for those who will not be able to attend Fury's 20th anniversary celebration, will be streamed live on Zoom. And so this is link information that Jamaica Love wanted to hear. So we hope by now you are ready to. So the Zoom link ID is 632 585 7691. 632 585 7691. That's the Zoom link ID. The passcode is 090361. 090361. So what we're also going to do, Jamaica Love, is to just take a picture of, or what they call a screenshot. So let's do this screenshot with the information and send it to you. So we're going to do this. Here we go. So screenshot. That is done. Now we're going to send this on. Let's forward this to WhatsApp. And just a moment. I'm just trying to make sure that Jamaica Love gets the information because he has asked for it. And I think he got it. I think he got it. So, but we're still going to, all right, let's do this and do that. And so you have it now, Patrick, otherwise known as Jamaica Love. Over to you. All the best. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And a couple of messages here. Frederick Miller says, or use your money to establish a telecommunication company. That's, well, I don't remember where that was mentioned to be able to respond to your message, Frederick Miller. Were you talking about the caller that he could use his money to establish a telecommunication company? Certainly not with $12,000. Dr. Trevor Dixon, emergency medicine physician at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx in New York, founder of the Jaja Foundation, Jamaicans Abroad, helping Jamaicans at home. He says, greetings from Morristown, New Jersey, 70 degrees currently and falling. Happy birthday, wishing you health, strength, and happiness. One love. Thank you for the belated birthday greeting, Dr. Dixon. All the very best. Thank you very much. Let's continue with more on your program. Story. Jamaica Love says, thanks, you're welcome. And let's share with you now a couple of things. There is a all right, this one is not ready yet. All right, we'll hold on to that one and go through the others. A couple of other notifications that we had planned to bring to your attention. And here is the first one. You know how diaspora-centric we are. So listen up. The Global Jamaica Diaspora and Youth Council elections are coming up. A good website to go to for more information, www.mfaft.gov.jm. That's mfaft.gov.jm to learn more about the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. Be a part of the process. Support your community at home and abroad. The Global Jamaica Diaspora Council is geared towards deepening the engagement between Jamaica and the diaspora. The Council works to promote inclusivity, expansion, and collaboration among the Jamaican diaspora and Jamaica. The Global Jamaica Diaspora Council elections are coming up. If you have an interest in serving, read more in the brochure. And there's a tab you can click on to read more about the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, engaging, connecting, and empowering young Jamaicans around the world. The Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council, GJDYC, is a youth-led, and when we talk about youth, we're talking 18 to 35. It's a youth-led organization dedicated to building engagement between the diaspora youth and Jamaica. The Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council, GJDYC, will serve to engage, empower, and organize the youth of Jamaican heritage in the diaspora and mobilize them to connect and contribute to Jamaica's development. So, young people in the diaspora, here's your opportunity to connect and, in some instances, reconnect. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. The theme for this year's World Sight Day is Love Your Eyes, and Optical Smart is offering 15% discount on frames and lenses for the month of October. Also, reduced rate for eye examinations. Open Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Located in Liberty Plaza, 134 Ono Road, 876-970-3016, 876-667-1504. Personalized service guaranteed.
Tune into Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hyper Food Independence. Hyper Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's Hyper Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hyper Food Independence is sponsored by Hypro.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5h moins 29. Tiens, Tidian le. 5:29 29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children and a good time for us to remind ourselves of our duty this weekend, this holiday weekend, and that is to ensure that not one person drowns this weekend. Invariably, the children go off on midterm break. It's usually the short breaks, not the long ones, the summer break and the Christmas break. It's usually the short breaks that after the holiday, we hear stories in the news of youngsters who drowned. As we like to say to the young people, if you know you can't swim, do not go out to the water. Let the water come to you. Do not go out to the water. Let the water come to you. If you're going to the beach, make sure you're going to the beach with responsible people. It would help if at least one person in the group can actually swim. It would help if at least one person in the group can swim. And parents and guardians, you must keep your eyes on your children, on your charges, when you are on the beach or at the river, etc. You can't afford to lose sight of the children. We don't want to hear about any drownings this holiday weekend. We know we love to go to the beach or the river here in Jamaica. If I had my way, I would go to the beach every day and go to the river every day, right? But we have to be careful, especially those of us who can't swim. We have to be extra careful. And that's not to say, well, let's leave that one for now. So, young people, please be safe. Safety first this holiday weekend. Try not to get carried away, please. Try not to get carried away. And we know sometimes as boys, you're trying to impress the girls. You know you can't swim, but you're trying to impress the girls. No, don't do that. Be careful. Be very careful. Let's move on. Glenn Martin on Facebook says, good evening, Dervan. Good afternoon. I heard you were talking about civics not taught in schools. Again, well, the matter was raised. I wasn't the one who raised it. I think civics should be brought back into our schools. But of course, I just picked up my civics book, Civics for Young Jamaicans. I realized I bought that book October 8, 1973, cost $2.10. At that time, that was expensive. My civics book is still in good condition. Not one leaf is missing from it. Brilliant. Well done, Glenn Martin. I'm a lover of books as well, and I still have my books from first form in high school, just as how I still have my reports, my report cards from first form all the way up to sixth form. And if you take care of your things, they will last. If we take care of our things, they will last. Thanks for sharing with us, Glenn. Frederick Miller says, that is for all the people who think that people coming to Jamaica still what? That is for all the people who think that people coming to Jamaica still, what's there we stand by and do nothing about our failing infrastructure? Or did you mean to say failing infrastructure? And when foreign investors come in and make investments, we call them all types of names. But that is true. That is true. And people will always be people. And that's the way it is. What we have to ensure is that we are, when we negotiate on behalf of our people and our country, that we are getting value for money. And important than that we are not prostituting our people or our country. Very important. So we have to ensure those of us who have the authority to act, and even the general public, where they see something that is suspicious or questionable, by all means, make noise about it. Make noise about it. Thank you very much for your message, Frederick, on Facebook Live. Thank you. And all the very best to you. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Some quick updates as we get closer to news at 5. No doubt we'll hear more in news at 5. Manchester farmer gets life for murder of teen son, 2 others. A Manchester farmer who brutally murdered a mother and her two sons, including his own child, was today sentenced to 3 life sentences in the Home Circuit Court. And outside of Jamaica now, there's a story: 14 dead, 28 hurt after blast in Turkish coal mine. An explosion inside a coal mine in northern Turkey today left 14 people dead, at least 28 injured, and nearly 50 trapped underground, according to Interior Minister Suleiman Soylu. That's most unfortunate. Most unfortunate. We had a tragedy years ago. Where was this now? This is what is it called? There's a system. All right, another time maybe when I have the information with me. But it was a tragedy. The men were cleaning a water channel somewhere around the gorge, somewhere in that vicinity. And somebody either neglected to do something or did not do something when it was supposed to be done, or whatever it was, and it ended up in the deaths of people who were trying to clean that particular channel. One of these days I'll pull that information and share that story. But we have shared it before on this program. We have. Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Let's look at a bit of governance and what happened in all right, let's go back. Let's go back to 1945 first of all. After being abandoned when it became unsafe for worship, the Holy Trinity Chapel, a famous landmark of Jamaica's ancient capital, Spanish Town, was repainted and dedicated by the Archbishop of the West Indies, William Hardy. A solo, "Bless This House," was rendered by civil servant Jimmy Lloyd. 1953, the appointment of Lester Simmons as Minister of Education and Social Welfare was revoked by the governor, acting on the advice of Chief Minister Alexander Bustamante. No reason was given by the governor or Bustamante, but it is noted he was the first minister under the extended Constitution of Jamaica, granting increased ministerial responsibility to members of the House to lose his portfolio. A former Minister of Education, Joseph Malcolm, also lost his portfolio some time ago. Christopher Blackwell, yes, the same Chris Blackwell who managed Bob Marley and the Wailers, and more so Bob Marley. But anyway, another time we go through the history. But Christopher Blackwell, on this day in 1957, Christopher Blackwell was appointed an extra aide du camp, ADC for short. He was appointed an extra aide du camp. It's a French term, which is used in diplomatic services. It's AIDE, one word, dash DE dash CAMP. It's a military officer acting as a confidential assistant to a senior officer. A military officer acting as a confidential assistant to a senior officer. So the title is aide de camp. Now, normally the word AIDE, all right. No, let's leave that for now. But that is the term aide de camp. AIDE-DE-CAMP. ADC for short. So Christopher Blackwell was appointed an extra aide de camp, ADC, to the governor, Sir Hugh Foote. He joined David Smith in the office of ADC, aide de camp. Hollywood star Errol Flynn sadly died of a heart attack in an apartment in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, on this day in 1959. He had been staying with friends, leaving his third wife, actress Patricia Wymore, from whom he had been separated, and daughter Arnella Roma. Flynn owned several properties in Portland. One moment, please.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
For 50 years, Under the Law has been helping you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. And we continue to do this in 2022. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the Law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. on Power 106 FM.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 15. Quelle heure est-il en français? Time just changed. Il est 5 heures moins 14. Tiens, TDN le. Ce dien, wu dien, cha shi si fen. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? We were talking about Errol Flynn. He owned several properties in Portland, including Comfort Castle and Boston. He also owned Navy Island, which he bought from the Custos F.V. Grosset for £3,000 and subsequently sold it for £30,000. He claimed he was fighting with Fidel Castro in Cuba and came back to Jamaica the previous year with a bullet wound and was treated at the St. Joseph's Hospital in Vineyard Town, St. Andrew. Flynn lived a life as adventurous as the movies in which he starred, and his autobiography, My Wicked Ways, is an international bestseller. 1960, U.S. presidential candidate John F. Kennedy first suggested the idea of a Peace Corps, and this is a significant year for the Peace Corps. The police, this is 1966 now, the police, and this is 4 years after independence. Note, 4 years after independence, 1966. On this day in 1966, the police and army stationed in West Kingston and Southwest St. Andrew, because of a state of emergency declared in the area by Home Affairs Minister Roy McNeil, the police and army detained a number of women who were caught smuggling guns in and out of the area. One woman had a revolver hidden in the towel wrapping her baby. Another had 2 guns in her underwear, while another had a gun under the bandages, wrapping her foot as if it was broken. This was 1966 in Jamaica, 4 years after independence. And what a way to start those first 4 years. A number of women. This is why we need all hands on deck in any fight against crime. It can't just be the men alone or the women alone, but this shows that in our history, the women have played their part in good times and in bad times, in good ways and in bad ways. To have detained a number of women who were caught smuggling guns in and out of the area. One woman had a revolver hidden in the towel that she was using to wrap her baby. Another had two guns in her underwear, and another had a gun under the bandages, wrapping her foot as if it is broken. I wonder how many times this kind of scenario has been repeated in Jamaica, of our women being involved in smuggling guns and hiding guns for men. I wonder how many times that has been repeated in Jamaica. 1968, Lennox Miller, 23-year-old dental student at the University of Southern California, gave Jamaica her first medal, a silver, of the Mexico City Olympics in the 100-meter final. Miller was timed at 10 seconds flat behind America's Jim Hines, who won the gold with a time of 9.9 seconds. What time is it? Oh, we still have a few more minutes. The Cuban Missile Crisis began on this day in 1962, bringing the United States and the Soviet Union to the brink of nuclear conflict. Photographs taken by a high-altitude U-2 spy plane offered incontrovertible evidence that Soviet-made medium-range missiles in Cuba, capable of carrying nuclear warheads, were now stationed 90 miles off the American coastline. So watch this now. So America was concerned about this buildup, the stationing of these Soviet-made medium-range missiles in Cuba, capable of carrying nuclear warheads. So the United States were concerned about that. I would imagine Vladimir Putin would say the same thing about unwanted buildup and strategic positioning of war apparatus in the vicinity of Crimea, Ukraine, that whole area. What a thing. 1964, African-American civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his nonviolent resistance to racial prejudice in America. At 35 years of age, the Georgia-born minister was the youngest person ever to receive the award. and somebody felt like robbing a church on this day in 1974. The pulpit of the Seventh-day Adventist Church at Lumsden in St. Anne was stolen. What a thing. What a thing. 1975, following a discussion about the problem of street vending in Kingston and St. Andrew, the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation decided to ask the government to declare the corporate area a market area. This would enable the corporation to declare any street in Kingston and St. Andrew a market street and close it to traffic. Street vendors would then be licensed and be required to pay a higher fee than those in the markets. 1980, on this day, a hail of bullets from armed persons in a hill, or should that be on a hill, overlooking the road, hit the motor car in which the PNP's candidate for Southeast Westmoreland, P.J. Patterson, was traveling in a motorcade through the constituency following his nomination for the October 30 general elections. Patterson was the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Tourism and a Vice President of the PNP. And let's go to 1993. In Haiti, Justice Guy Mallory was assassinated by gunmen who were supporters of ousted President Jean-Bertrand d'Aristide. 1993, one of the many assassinations in Haiti. That was 1993. Here we are in 2022, and gunmen are still at large in Haiti. And some might go as far as to say, yes, not only in Haiti, they're at large in Jamaica as well. Well, God forbid, we're not that bad. Bad, but not that bad. And we have a lot of work to do to ensure that it doesn't get worse here. 1994, Palestine Liberation Organization Chairman Yasser Arafat, Israeli Foreign Minister Shimon Peres, and Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin shared the Nobel Peace Prize for their efforts to diminish the part played by nuclear arms in international politics and in the longer run to eliminate such arms. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Friday, the 14th of October, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns Monday afternoon to, I beg your pardon, well, I didn't make a decision yet. Am I working on Monday or not? Monday, all right, I forgot to make a decision on that one. All right, let's just continue to listen to Power 106 FM, and you will know what is happening. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Please have a safe, peaceful weekend. We got to build
a better nation. Clean up job creation. Or there will be no future for you the lips of the righteous teachers many, but fools die for want of wisdom. The rich man's wealth is in the city.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.